Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today is Wednesday, July 29th, if you can believe that. My goodness, July is almost gone already. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome here. My name is Janice. I live and work in Manitoba, Canada. I work at a Canadian grocery store chain called Sobeys, and I do a lot of my shopping there because I have a small employee discount, but also Sobeys and Safeway are Scene Plus sponsors, meaning you can earn and redeem Scene Plus points in store. And I also do the primary portion of my shopping at Real Canadian Superstore as well. So most of my shopping is done between those two stores. Superstore because of the PC Optimum Points program, so you can earn and redeem those points in store there. And Sobeys because of the staff discount and the fact that there's a Scene Plus points offers. Now, if you saw my last grocery haul video, you'll see that my husband and I also just renewed our Costco membership after a couple of years of not having one. So we've kind of started down that rabbit hole a little bit too. So there'll probably be some groceries bought in certain videos at Costco as well. Typically though, usually most of the time it's Sobeys or Superstore, depending on the sales and depending on the points offers. Sometimes a few things at Walmart, but for me, Walmart, there's no points program there. So it has to be like a really outstanding price that beats both Superstore and Sobeys in order for me to do that. Because usually I'm all about racking up the points at those two places and saving them all year to use during the Christmas season. So anyway, so these are some items I picked up at work at Sobeys yesterday, Tuesday, July 28th, after my shift at work. We have a good bit of hummus in the house. You've seen that probably in my last couple of videos. I picked up various hummus packages, like just some regular, the dill pickle, the everything bagel hummus in my last video. I think all three of those were ones that were bought in the last video, I believe. And we are out of tortilla chips to dip in them. So I don't mind dipping vegetables in them, but my daughter particularly likes to use the chips in them, which I do too. But we also use these for taco salad or to make nachos, that kind of thing. And for a long time I was buying the Tostitos brand, but they are a little more expensive these days than what I would like. And this La Cucina brand is $3.99 a bag rather. And these are 400 gram bags. So I grabbed 3 of them because I know we'll use them, whether it's taco salad, nachos, hummus, what have you. So I grabbed 3 of those. Now my staff discount is 10% off my first $150 spent in a week. So 10% off my first $150 spent every week. That basically means I'll save like $15 a week if I max that out. So anyway, I'm not going to max that out probably this week, I don't think, but that's a big part of it. So when you say that the La Cucina are $3.99, take 10% off each bag. And so that brings it down to like 40 cents off a bag. So more like $3.59 each. So not too bad. And then the drinks are on sale this week. The 6 times 710 milliliter bottles of Coke and Pepsi products. Except that I prefer to buy Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, and they're completely out of stock. So for right now, I just bought 1 6-pack of the regular Coke. And that's going to have to do for now. And then I got a rain check for the Diet. Well, a rain check for 6 more packs, basically. So when we get more stock, I can buy either more of these or more diet or whatever, or iced tea or ginger ale or whichever ones are part of the deal. So normally it's always kind of a catch-22. It's like, do you do diet drinks because there's no sugar, but then the aspartame's not good for you? Or do you do the regular strength drink like this and get lots of sugar? Typically, I tend to go for the sugarless ones, but of course, there's always the talk about aspartame not being great for you either. But at any rate, none of the diet drinks, Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, were in stock, so I just got this for right now, and I have a rain check for more when the other does come back in. And then over here, I wasn't planning on buying Pringles or any type of chips last night. However, they're on sale right now. One of the things with the Scene Plus card is sometimes you earn points, and sometimes it gives you a sale price. And in this case, this is a sale price. The Pringles are $2.99 regular, but with the Scene Plus card, they're 50 cents off, so $2.49 each. So you can see I got 1 all dressed, 3 original, and 2 barbecue at that sale price. So $2.49 each, and again, that's before my 10% off. Now, there were no points involved in this order at all last night. I didn't earn any points, but I'll show you. Here's the chips, and there's the Pringles with the discount, and 1 paper bag. My staff discount was $3.40 on this. So after tax, I spent $29.17 out of pocket. No points earned. I am sitting at a closing balance of 25,540 Scene Plus points, which is $250 in points at this stage of the game. So I usually deplete all of my points in December during the Christmas season, use them all up. That's why I save them all year and start fresh in January. Last December, however, I was left at the end of the year with $100 of points left over. So I've rebuilt, and I think at some point early in the year, I did dip into my points and spent $50, but which I don't normally do, but for whatever reason, I needed to do that. But I'm back at the $250 points mark now, and that's pretty good. I think I was sitting in December last year at $300 and something dollars, and here I am the end of July at $250 again. So that is good. So that is going to be it for right now. The rest of the video will be up next, and that will be the rest of this grocery haul video. It is Wednesday the 29th right now, and I get paid tomorrow, and my husband gets paid the following day. So after that, once we both get paid, that's when I'll do the rest of my grocery shopping for this next 2-week pay period. Okay, so today is now Saturday, August 1st, and these are items I picked up yesterday, Friday, July 31st at Real Canadian Superstore. I went out for the day with a friend of mine. We usually go out once a month or so, once every 2 months, putz around at the mall a little bit, do whatever we need to do there, usually go for lunch, and then if we need to do our grocery shopping, either one of us, then we do that. The Superstore is just kind of on the way home anyway. So I did need to get some things at Superstore. I was out of a few things, and some things were on my points offers as well. My total at Superstore was $224.88, and that is for up to there. That is, this probably doesn't look like $224 worth of stuff, but it is. Some of it is just more expensive items, so depending on, I'll show you, I'll explain as we go along. We're getting really low on dishwasher tabs, so I got this 105 count pack of finished dishwasher tabs for $19.97, so there's $20 right there. Minute rice, the big box, the 2.6 kilogram box, is on sale for $10.99, regular $11.99, so I grabbed one of those. I thought I might as well get the big jumbo box. That was a better price than buying 2 of the smaller boxes, so that was fine. And then wax paper, $1.44, I believe, 2 at $1.44, so I grabbed 2. $1.44 each. When I'm baking, I use parchment paper, but when I'm making jam, I usually use wax paper. I do pretty much always just cook jam, and I find that once you bring it to that hard rolling boil for a minute, and then you add the pectin and you stir it, then you're supposed to skim the foam off the top. And nothing I really do, I mean, there's things I can do that takes the foam off the top, and it does work, but it's very tedious and time consuming. This, putting a small layer of the wax paper on there, the foam clings to it, and then you pull it up and throw it in the garbage. That I find is the quickest and most effective way to do it. It just takes less time. It's a bit messy because you have to pull that wax off of the jam, and it's dripping a little bit, but you have to be quick. But I find it's quicker than just trying to skim it off with a spoon. I mean, it kind of makes sense because in the days of old, or maybe some people even still do this, but years ago, a lot of people would put a layer of paraffin wax on top of their cooked jam. So in some ways, using wax paper, paraffin wax, wax paper, same idea. It kind of makes sense. So similar concept, but anyway, that I've made over 100 jars of jam already this summer, of 7 different varieties, and I'm planning hopefully in August to get crab apples, choke cherries, and Concord grapes to make more jelly. So I'm pretty sure that the roll of wax paper I already have is not going to last through the remainder of the summer. So I decided to grab 1, and when I saw it was only $1.44, I grabbed 2. And then I was running low on chocolate chips, and as we all know, if you buy baking chocolate at all, baking chocolate or chocolate in general has gone through the roof in price. And I keep some semi-sweet chocolate chips in a container for baking, and I'm getting low. So this was $17 for what was the size of it? 1 kilogram bag, $17. That has definitely gone up. Chocolate's been going up in price along with everything else for months now. I like to bake. I don't do a lot of it at this time of year because it's hot, but I like to keep some on hand just for everyday baking if I do want to. Plus my fire hall delivery in memory of my uncle, that is coming up in August because his birthday is August 17th, and I always go on his birthday and on Christmas Eve and at Easter, but that August delivery is coming up in mid-August. So I know I'm running low on chocolate chips, so if I want to make cookies, I better have some on hand, but I do that anyway just for regular everyday baking. So, and I saw in the flyer that the no-name brand of pickles are on sale for $3 right now. Normally they are $3.29. $3 used to be the regular price, but these days $3.29 is the regular price, but they're on for $3. I like these dill chips for in sandwiches, so I grabbed 2. No-name brand tuna is on my offers right now, so I grabbed 3 of those. They're $1.25 each. It used to be that they were consistently $1 each, but again, now they are regular prices, $1.25 each. So I have a few already downstairs, but I just grabbed 3 more, at $1.25 each to get some points and to restock my pantry. And I am out of jars. Out of the 500 ml jars. I bought a 12-pack last weekend at Walmart because I was completely out and I needed to finish up making my sour cherry jam and my blueberry jam. But I have, I think, three or four of that case left. And like I said, I'm planning on doing grape jelly, crabapple jelly, choke cherry jelly. Hopefully, if I get those fruits, maybe even peach jam. So I'll probably need more than just these 2 cases of jars, but I grabbed those 2 for right now. They are $17.99 each. Looking at the jars reminded me that I needed to put the sugar out that I bought too. In my last grocery haul video, I bought 3 big bags of sugar. I am on the 3rd bag right now. It's not empty, but it's, you know, I have about a third of the way through it. So I grabbed 1 more large bag of sugar, 10 kilogram for $15.97. Every batch of jam takes anywhere from 6 to 7 cups of sugar, and for every fruit that I have, I'm making 3 to 4 batches of jam. So you can do the math and realize I'm going through a lot of jars, a lot of sugar, and a good amount of pectin too. The Certopectin was on sale for $4.99. When I bought the dozen of them at Walmart the other day, a couple weeks ago rather, they were $4.59 there. But yesterday, I was tired, and by the time we had our lunch, it was either I was going to go in Walmart or I was going to go in Superstore, but not both. It's a long weekend here in Canada. Monday is a holiday, and it's a very hot weekend, so probably a lot of people are taking off to go to the lake for the weekend. Out in Gimli, Manitoba, they have the Icelandic Festival every year. Lots of people have cabins out in Winnipeg Beach, Gimli, all kinds of those places around the area here that are within a couple hours drive. And certainly if some are off to that Viking festival, like an Icelandic festival, that could be part of it. But being that it's a Friday of a long weekend and it was the 31st yesterday, the 1st being today, it's probably payday for a lot of people as well. And being a hot weekend and our summers are short, people are trying to get away. So the stores were busy. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I thought that just even in the mall was actually relatively busy, which on a Friday, I mean, maybe, but it was busier than normal. And the parking lots were crazy. So I thought, okay, I'm either going into Walmart or I'm doing Superstore, but not both because they both look to be absolutely nuts. And I don't do a lot of shopping at Walmart just because, as I explained in my last video, I usually maybe I said it in the first clip of this video too, I'm not sure, but I prefer to shop at Sobeys and Superstore primarily because of the points. If Walmart has an outstanding price that beats both Sobeys and Superstore, then fine, I'll do it. But usually my thing is I like to buy where there's points, and I save those points up all year and then redeem them for like a $200 or $300 shop at Christmas time. So Walmart a few weeks ago, Serta was $4.59. I bought it there because there was none at Superstore, and I was like, it was supposed to be on sale at $4.99 at Superstore, but they were out, and it's cheaper here. Cool. But I just wasn't in the mood yesterday to go running into Walmart for Serta. Superstore was all I could handle. So anyway, 4 of them for right now at Superstore at $4.99 each, and yeah, that's it for the time being. Now, when I do choke cherry jelly or grape jelly or crabapple jelly, I believe every batch of each of those is 2 pouches each. So this would be 1 batch of either grape or choke cherry or crabapple. Another batch, like each of these. So basically, if my math is right, if I'm remembering from the recipes right, it's in the background there. I'm not going to take it out and look at it right now. But if I'm remembering correctly, each of them takes 2. So this is basically 4 batches of jelly right here. And for each of those fruits, I'll probably do 2 or 3 batches easily. So probably 2 to 3 batches of 1 fruit right there. And then, so basically I'm probably going to need about 6 or 7 or 8 more boxes of these. I'll probably do that on the next paycheck though. This is the end of the month paycheck for us where the rent comes out and the car payment. So it's a little tighter paycheck. So I don't want to go completely crazy and get like 10 cases of jars and 12 boxes of Serta right now because I just don't have the room in the budget. I'll pick up more on my next payday. Moving on though, I spend enough time harping on the whole jam thing there, but it's my brain. It's just how it works. I get onto something and off we go, right? Out of cheese in the house, and I had some pizza mozzarella cheese left over, but that is it. Armstrong cheese is on for $8.99 each at Superstore right now. Limit of 3. But for right now, I just grabbed 2. I just grabbed a medium and a marble. 1% milk, needed that. That is $5.94 for 4 liters. Some ice cream sandwiches, A, because it's super hot, and B, because I had a points offer on it. That is $11 right there. I am 3,000 points on those. And cucumbers are on my offers, so I grabbed a 3-pack of those for $2.97. which basically breaks down to 99 cents each, which is about as cheap as I've seen them in quite a while. Bananas are on my points offers. They are 89 cents a pound. That is regular price, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. $2.65 for that bundle. And then some Imodium for the bathroom, for the medicine chest, that is $27.99. And Lady Speed Stick Deodorant is on my offers this week. And I grabbed that. That was $3.50. I just grabbed one for now. And over here, the other thing I bought a bin. I'm not entirely certain what I'm doing with it yet. I need to buy a few bins, but again, I didn't have the budget to buy like 5 or 6. I have a couple things I need to do. My linen closet is pretty full as far as tea towels and stuff. But I have a lot of tea towels, like dish towels that are seasonal. They are Christmas or Halloween or Easter or Canada Day themed. And we don't use those on an everyday basis. But every once in a while, here it is June, and I see June or July, and I see an Easter dish towel on the oven hanging there waiting to be used, which is fine, but typically I like to bring those out when it is the actual holiday. But they're getting mixed in with the regular ones, which is okay, but I don't have the room. So I wanted to get a bin to maybe put those in. Or if that's not deep enough for all those towels, then my daughter used to be a league bowler when she was a child, all through her teen years, and all of her banners from her tournaments and her medals are hanging on the back of her bedroom door. And maybe they'll fit in there. The medals certainly would. I'm thinking that might be too big for that because she doesn't have that many medals. It's more that I wanted one that is wide enough for the banners to lay flat in there. So I'll have to take a look and see if they fit. And if they do not, then I'll use that for my dish towels. But I'd like to get another couple of bins, one for that, like for her bowling stuff. I want to have one for the towels. And there's a couple other things downstairs too. I have been working a second job for a number of years as a lunch supervisor, and I also keep little things on hand to give to my class at the holidays, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, like themed pencils, erasers, treat bags, that kind of thing. Things for my classroom, and I wouldn't mind having a bin to put those sort of things in as well. That kind of thing. But again, I don't have that much, so I don't know that I need one this deep for that. But I noticed that they had their bins on sale this week, so I grabbed one for right now. And, we'll just see. I'll see which one, what I end up using this for, and whatever I still need, I'll pick up on the next paycheck or something. No big deal. It's one of those things that's been on my mind for a while. I'm just whittling away at it bit by bit. So that bin was, I believe, on sale for $8. So here's how it all broke down. Here's the 3,000 points on the ice cream sandwiches. That was like I think that was on my app. It might have even been in the flyer too. I'm not sure. But at any rate, here is how that broke down. So I got the 3,000 points on that. And then I also earned 200 points on the cucumbers, 200 on the bananas, 300 on the deodorant, and 300 points on the tuna. So after tax, $224.88. So I earned... Oh, it says I earned 4,000 on digital offers. I thought there was 3. Hang on, what's on my receipt here? What else is 1,000 points? Hang on. There's the 3,000 there. 2, 4. Yeah, I guess that counts there. That's right. So 3,000 for the ice cream, and then this totals 1,000 points here. So that's 4,000. Okay. Sorry, my mind. So I earned 4,000 points. Total is the 3,000 on the ice cream sandwiches and the 1,000 on the other items. That leaves me the closing balance of 181,225 PC Optimum points. So that is it for Superstore. Now stay tuned for the rest of the video. The only other thing I'm planning to do most likely on this pay period is get a few things on Tuesday from Sobeys. That is 10% Tuesday, or it is Scene Plus Member Day. It's always been referred to as 10% Tuesday because that has always been something where if you spend first Tuesday of the month, you spend a minimum $50 before tax with a scene card. If you don't have a scene card, you don't get to partake in this. But if you do, and you spend a minimum $50 before tax, you either get bonus scene points, which is 200 points per $20 spent, or 10% off your purchase. And for those of us that are employees, we already get 10% off. So then we have the choice. Are we going to go for those bonus points, or do you want to take the discount and make your 10% staff discount 20%? By capitalizing on that. Usually I go for the extra points, but the budget's a bit tight this time, so maybe I'll do the discount and get 20% by rolling my 2 discounts together. We'll see, but that'll be what's next, and after that, that'll be the end of the video. So stay tuned, and I'll show you next what I pick up on 10% Tuesday. All right, everybody, today is now Tuesday, August 4th, and here are some items that I picked up at Sobeys. Most of this was today. The bread was picked up on yesterday. I was right out of bread, so I couldn't wait. I just needed to get some. So I had a points offer on my Sobeys app that if I bought one bag of the Compliments brand bread, I would earn 50 Scene Plus points, but there was an in-store offer, a sign in store that said if I bought two, I would earn 100 points. So I earned points twice on the bread. So here you go, you can see here, I earned 50 and 100, and I had my staff discount of 50 cents, and I spent $4.48 on that. And then today, Tuesday, I went back because today is, as I mentioned in the last clip, today is 10% Tuesday or Scene Plus member day. So as long as you're a Scene Plus card holder, you can have either bonus Scene Plus points or 10% off your purchase with a minimum $50 purchase before tax. Now, a lot of staff will double up the discount and they'll just do the 10% off because they already have 10% staff discount, and then they'll take the additional 10% off, making it a 20% discount. Usually I go for the extra points, which is what I did today. So now on my Scene app, there was a few different things. There was, let me think here, the ground beef. There was, first of all, there was a points offer in the flyer for the 5-pound rolls of lean ground beef that if you bought one of those, you would earn 500 Scene Plus points. That's for anybody that's in the flyer if you have a Scene Plus card. So I often do that. I often buy the 5-pound roll and then I divide it into 1-pound portions and freeze them flat in freezer bags in the freezer. So I did that, but I also earned 5 Scene Plus points for buying something from the meat department. But on my Sobeys app, there was also another offer on ground beef that you'd earn 100 points per $5 spent on ground beef. So that earned me 700 points. So the flyer offer was if you buy one of these rolls, you earn 500 points. I got that. My individual offer was 100 points per $5 spent. So I earned 700 points there, over and above the 500. And I earned 5 points just for shopping in the meat department. So I earned 1,205 points on this roll of ground beef. It is $35.50 for this 5-pound roll, and I earned 1,205 points, or $12.05 back in points on that one item alone. And then I also had points on the grapes and the bananas. The points offer on the bananas were 20 points per 100, or 20 points per $1 spent, so 20 points for every dollar spent. That earned me 60 points, and I had an offer for 75 points for every $3 spent on grapes, and I earned 225 points there. So I'll show you, I'll go through it here. The bananas were actually $3.97. And the grapes were $11.39. They were $4.99 a pound. The grapes are $4.99 a pound, and it really is hard for me to justify spending almost $5 a pound on grapes. Now, when I did my grocery shop at Superstore the other day, they were $5 a pound there as well, exact same price. However, at least buying them at Sobeys, A, I get my 10% discount on them, and B, I'm earning some points on them. So it's still not a good price, but my husband likes to take these in his lunches, and we like to snack on them at home. $5 a pound is still kind of a hard pill to swallow, but at least I earned some points on them, and at least I got a little bit of a reduction because of my staff discount at Sobeys. So not as bad. And then over here, I bought 6 of the 6 packs of Coke and Pepsi products. Yes, that's a lot of pop. The only reason I did that is because they were on sale for $3.88 a few weeks ago, and when I went to buy some, there was none in stock. So I got a rain check and I asked for 6. They were for Coke or Pepsi products. So normally I wouldn't buy 6. Usually they're on sale for like $3.99 for Coke products on the weekend at Shoppers, and sometimes the Pepsi products are the same, but often they're like $4.19. But those are 2-day sales at Shoppers, and just Saturday, Sunday, and you get PC Optimum points there. But $3.88 I thought was a good price. That's as cheap as you see them. $3.99 is as low as you see them at Shoppers. And this is $3.88, and that's before my 10% off. So take another 39 cents off per case. So not too bad. And then I also had a points offer on my Sobeys app for, hang on, what was it? If I buy 2 cases of the Pepsi, bought 2 of the 6 packs of Pepsi, I would earn 200 points. So I did that. So not only did I have the sale price because of the rain check, and I earned those extra points on the Pepsi as well because of my individual offer on the Sobeys app. So when I requested my rain check, I said put 6 on there. Now, rain checks at Sobeys are a single use. If I can't go in and buy 2 today and get it back and buy 4 more next week. No, you have to use it all in one fell swoop. So normally I wouldn't buy 6 packs at once, but that's what's on my rain check, and that's what I decided to do. So I figured today was the best day to do it. They were normally like over $8 for one of these 6 packs. So to get them for $3.88 each, and then take my staff discount over and above it, and then because I'd added to my total to get the minimum 50, I was going to either be able to get the extra points or 20% off instead of 10% off. And as I said, I already went for the points. So, but either way, this was the best day to do it because this was a day that I could either double up my discount or get bonus points as well as getting the sale and getting some extra points from my individual offers. So that is what I did. So now there was only 2 Diet Pepsi and 2 Diet Coke on the shelf. So I did that, and then 2 regular Coke. My daughter prefers the regular over the diet drinks, so that's what I did. Let me show you how this all went down here. Here's all the $3.88s for the different drinks. And then there's the 200 points for buying 2 of them. And then there's the grapes, the bananas. There is the 500 points for buying a roll of ground beef. And there's the 5 points in the meat department. And I went for the points. It's 200 points per $20 spent, so I earned 600 points. And then the fresh bananas, that earned me 60 points, like I said. And the extra 700 points for buying the ground beef, that was my personalized offer. And then the bagged green or red grapes, 225 points. So $68.53 is what I spent out of pocket today, and I went into this with a balance of $25,928. That is reflecting the points that I earned the other day for the bread, the 150 points, I believe it was. I think I said it was 50 for the 1 and then 100 for the 2. So those points have hit. So the $25,928 is reflecting the 150 I earned on the bread. And I earned 2,290 points. Now, every 1,000 points is $10. So I spent $68.53, but I earned $22.90 back in points today. So I feel like I didn't do too bad. So I have 25,928 going into this, and I did the math, and I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but this is like just shy of $260 in points right now, and I earned just shy of $23 in points. So in a day or two, when these points hit my account, I will be at the $280 mark of Scene Plus points. So I feel like I didn't do too bad, and earning $23 back today on a $68 purchase, I feel is not bad at all. So anyway, that is everything for this grocery haul. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so if you would like to. And definitely leave a comment down below and just let me know where you're watching from. So I know some of you are fellow Canadians like me. Some are from the US. And I hope you guys are having a great summer wherever you are. It's still been really quite warm here. Not a lot of rain, even though the start of our summer was very rainy. But you know, it's hard to believe we're already into August. Summer is half over already, if you can believe that. So anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you did, definitely leave a comment down below and give it a thumbs up. And we will see you next time. Have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.